So now, today I read a post, okay? And in that post, lady who's going to get married and she's seeing somebody and she's serious about this person suddenly said this that I'm developing a cold feet. I had been married before, but it has led me to a lot of anxiety and trauma. And I am not sure, even if I be good, I will reach that kind of a joy that I'm looking for in a marriage. And I see this is happening in many people.
Correct. Absolutely.
So, why is it like divorce as a thing? When I see a lot of social media page, people do this hullabaloo about divorce, who it's really bad and stuff. Is there any way where the simple clarity can help people who are watching this to actually develop that sense that yes, they can restart their life?
Okay. Let me answer this in, I think, 4 parts. First and foremost, it's absolutely critical to understand that this is exactly what is to be expected. Why? Because somebody has been through huge, major trauma. Imagine you ate some food from a roadside thela wala, and you develop food poisoning. Next time you go across and try to eat food like that, not even the same food, not even the same thela wala, just food like that, your body will tell you no.
Yeah.
And if you still eat it, you would have developed not food poisoning but an allergy. So your body is trying to protect you. Right now, the example that you've given is the mind. The mind is trying to protect this person. Hey, you went through a marriage and that did not help you. Please stop yourself. You're getting into the same situation again. That is what the mind is saying. So this is natural, normal, and I would say you should not ignore it.
Okay.
It's completely not meant to be ignored. Your mind is trying to protect you. Your intuition is trying to protect you. And if you do not listen to this intuition, your intuition will not have the opportunity to get built up and will not have the opportunity to continue helping you, protecting you, etc. So it's important that you give credence to this. That's point number 1. Point number 2. The only point at which it would be safe for this person to go ahead and get married is when they have already been healed fully of the trauma. There's a difference in getting healed, the incident, the instance, the transaction, and from getting healed from the trauma. So this is similar to food poisoning is resolved by pumping out the stomach, and very quickly it gets resolved. But the allergy that comes up as a result takes a lot of effort, a lot of medication, and a lot of therapy also, mental therapy, psychological therapy, for it to completely go away. In the same way, getting over that marriage, difficult as it is, still is only a part of what needs to be done. After one is over that, yeah, I am over this guy, or I'm over this girl, etc., you still have to heal from the trauma. Only then will it be possible for you to feel safe to enter into another marital relationship. The third point, it looks like the second point, but it's subtly different. If you get into the second or third or whatever next marital relationship without having already healed from the trauma of the previous such relationship, the probability that the trauma will repeat increases exponentially.
Oh.
And that's the reason why people end up constantly repeating the same, let's say, experience. So syndromes, having a string of failed affairs, string of failed relationships, or any other thing, string of failures in career, etc., are also similar. You get into the next without having healed the trauma of the previous. And then it gets built up. So now you don't have just one layer of trauma, you have layer of trauma upon layer of trauma upon layer of trauma, etc. So it's become almost like an edifice, something that needs to get completely healed before you can make a success out of that.
Okay.
The final point I'd like to make is, the good news, of course, is that healing the root of the trauma normally helps in the healing of all of the trauma, if it is done right, of course. And that is the good news. So, my only advice to this person would be recognize the fact that it is your trauma that is playing up. It is a valid play up. It is just trying to keep you safe. Please don't ignore it. Find the right person or mechanism or means to heal yourself. And then I'm sure you have a very high probability of success in your new relationship. Of course, if it turns out that you happen to have attracted a person who also has complementary trauma, it would help if they also find a way to resolve this trauma for themselves before getting into the relationship, in full earnest, so that both of you can rewrite the story of your lives, basically.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Philip. Thank you.